This is a continuation of the last video on generative AI in Adobe Firefly. So in continuation with that, now I'm in Photoshop and I'm going to show you how to size this for a one-page ad. I'm just going to use 8.5 by 11 for the ad for the sake of the demo. However, if we're going to create a full bleed page ad, we need to create a new document. So this image right here is not the size that we need. You can kind of see here. So I'm just going to make sure that we have everything we need. So I would recommend creating a new document, and then preset's already done for us. But if you don't have what I have, go into print and it will set everything up for you. It should, but just double check everything. Because we're going to add full bleeds, I'm going to add 7.5 as opposed to 8.5 and an extra 0.25 for the bleeds. It is for print, so we need 300 DPI, and we need this at CMYK. For the background, I'm just going to change it to transparent for now, and I'm going to create. So this is the document we needed. Now I'm going to take this image here, make sure you're on the move tool, and just bring it over. So you could do this multiple ways, but I'm just going to copy and paste it in. So we have it here, and it's not looking bad. So I'm just going to size it, and I'm just going to size so that it's roughly the same width. I'm not going to worry about the top and the bottom for now. I'm going to zoom out so you can see here, and then I'll click done. So what I'm going to do here is, you see that we have a portion here and a portion here that's unfinished. So we can use the generative AI to finish those portions for us in Photoshop. So just to show you how that looks, I'm going to grab a bit of this portion here using the selection rectangular marquee tool. And then to add this portion here, I'm going to hold down the shift key. Do you see how if I hold it down, there's a little plus sign? So now I'm going to hold it down and drag so that I'm on the image a little bit and then off of to the edge. Okay, so it's going to replicate pixels. And I'm going to go to generative fill and I'm going to type in extend image and see what happens. So I'm going to generate. Okay, so it has completed the image for me, and just notice that you have several options. It says 1 out of 3. So I can kind of click through and see the different options here. So it kind of looks like the cat is a little bit darker down at the bottom here. So you kind of have to go through that. If you don't like what you see, just regenerate again and see what happens. Okay, so now I have 6 different options here. I'm gonna zoom in a little so you can see a little bit better. I'm just gonna leave it there for now. Let's say this is the one we want. You can see in your layer panel. This you can turn on and off at any time. And here is the layer that we originally had. So remember, let's just double check what we've done. So our image size, everything is high quality here for print magazines, if we actually were to send this to the printer. But I'm not done yet. But let me just show you, I'm going to turn this off for 1 second. Let me just show you before I do that, what if we started here as opposed to Firefly and see what happens? So I'm going to take, again, the same tool, the rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to go over the entire image this time, give it a selection, and then give it the same prompt as Adobe Firefly that we did. So we put in cat wearing pink sweater with heart collar, and generate to see what comes up here. You can compare the two programs, but they never generate the same image. So we have one here. We have 3 different versions here. 2, 3. If you don't like what you see there, I'm going to regenerate again. Okay, so we have another one here, and here's another one. Okay. All right, so let's leave it here. It regenerated the entire image for us, but maybe I want to do some sort of selection on the eyes and change the color of the eyes. So remember that this is a generated area, and I can go in now and take let's take the quick selection tool for the eyes, and I'm going to go into the eye area. And remember, when you're on the plus sign, it allows you to select multiple areas. If it selects too much, don't worry, we can always fix it after we create the mask. So once you have the selected eyes, you go into your adjustments panel, go to hue and saturation, but at the same time, make sure you hold down Option and click, give it a name, eyes. I'm going to create, and here's where you can play with the saturation, the hues. So I'm going to click on this area here. Maybe I want it to be bluer eyes, and maybe I want the saturation a little bit more. You can kind of play with that or less. So it's really up to you what you want. I'm going to leave it there. And then, okay, so if I zoom in a little more, you can kind of see that this portion here at the top has a bit of blue. Go onto the paintbrush, and then just see how big your brush is. So make sure your hardness is set to 0, and you can kind of play with the size a little bit. So this part here, I'm going to remove. And so using the mask area, you have to be clicked in this black area. So that's your mask. And then you have to go into your fill portion, which is showing white. We want to reverse it, so the black is first. When you do that, you can then go in and kind of remove that portion there. If I go in too much by accident, reverse it to white, and that will bring back the color of whatever it is we're trying to hide. So here it looks like we kind of missed some areas. So I'm just going to go in and bring some of that color into that area. And that's really it.